Hello and welcome to the Super Professor Podcast. You're listening to Clemons Kunkel, aka Super Professor. And much as I hate to do another podcast on the COVID-19, I have to do another one. I just listened to a video off of Brian Cohen's channel on YouTube where the Republicans are lying to us, and they lied to the Democrats. One of the Republicans had COVID-19, and they kept it a secret. I got the recording. You're going to listen to it here. This is why we're at 100,000. More than 100,000 dead Americans from the COVID-19. We're leading the world in death. Ain't no one close to us. And we're going to surpass that. I'm afraid, to tell you the truth, that we're going to hit 1 million dead Americans, and here's why. When you listen to the podcast, to the audio on Brian's channel, you'll understand more, but here's the other reason. Trump says there's nothing going on, but there is something going on. People are dying left and right. Trump is not a leader. He's a ding ding dong. He's getting people killed with his ignorant incompetence and his lies. And the problem is Republicans are helping him spread the lies. Just listen to this, and I'll get back with you once you've heard all of this. It's very disturbing.
I sort of don't exactly know where to begin. This morning, apparently, House Democratic leadership learned that for as much as a week, perhaps longer, that House Republican leadership knew that at least one of their members had tested positive for COVID-19, that other members who'd been exposed to him would eventually go on quarantine, but they didn't go on quarantine until they were done serving alongside us, especially those of us that serve on the state government committee. So for those of you that know, the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, under our gerrymandered Republican leadership, has been perhaps the most active state legislature in the entire country. And during that time period, during the entire COVID-19 crisis, the state government committee has been the place where all of these fucked up bills to pretend that it is safe to go back to work have been going. And every single day of this crisis, the state government committee in Pennsylvania has met so that their members could line up one after one and explain that it was safe to go back to work. It was safe to go back to race car driving or dog grooming or getting your hair cut. Meanwhile, what we're learning is that during that time period, they were testing positive. They were notifying one another, and they didn't notify us. I just spent the better part of the last 11 weeks sitting across a room from people who would eventually test positive and decided not to tell us. Let me tell you why it matters to me. Renee, let me tell you why it matters to me. I wasn't planning on talking about this until after the election, but in January, I donated a kidney. I secretly donated a kidney to somebody in my city, somebody who lives blocks away from me, who was dying of renal failure. I'm so proud of having to do it, but it was not for public consumption. It was for my friends and for my family and for my staff. And every single day that our gerrymandered Republican leadership has been calling us up into this building so they could pass these ridiculous bills pretending that it was safe to be out there, they were covering up that it wasn't safe. You have no idea how the people around you are impacted, and that's why it's so important to notify people. So here's what needs to happen. Here's what I think needs to happen. First of all, Mike Turzai, the Speaker of the House, needs to resign. And any member of leadership that has known what was going on, any member of Republican leadership that knew that members were testing positive, that other members were being quarantined, and did not tell those of us who were exposed to those members, needs to be investigated by the Attorney General. And I think that there needs to be prosecutions. Holy exposing all of us up here to this crap while covering up covering up what was going on while simultaneously telling people, telling families that it was safe to be outside, that it was safe to be interacting with other people, while you were testing positive, while you were quarantining the people around you, while you were doing contact tracing, and not notifying a single Democratic member who has to show up here every single day for this crap. There is no legislature in the country that has met as much as the Pennsylvania legislature, and there is no committee that has met in this state legislature as much as the state government committee. And we have had to listen to this succession of members coming before us, telling us that this was fake, that this wasn't real, that there was no risks, all the while knowing that they were testing positive and withholding that from us. So I've got my eyes right now on the Republican legislature, and there's a bunch of things that I want. I want a full-blown investigation by the Attorney General. Every single member of Republican leadership that knew that this was happening, I want an investigation of what kind of contact tracing that they did. The entire Democratic House of Representatives today had to jump on a call with the Secretary of Health to figure out if it was safe for us to go back to our families. I'm in a building right now surrounded by members that can't go see their kids, that are having to call their husbands, having to call their wives and saying, honey, I might have exposed you and everybody I love in this world because one of my colleagues tested positive, but he was protecting his family, but not protecting mine. And Republican leadership protected him. I want a full-blown investigation by the Secretary of Health. I need to know if it's safe for us to be back in this building. This building needs to be scrubbed top to bottom. Holy shit. I can't believe that this is happening to me at work today. I cannot believe that this is what we are going through. People always say the parties are the same, or it doesn't matter this party or that party. You know what the difference is? The difference is values and credibility. And every single day that I've showed up at this gerrymandered legislature, I knew that the Republican leadership that was out there was fake and it was false and it was looking out for themselves. But I never, ever knew that the Republican leadership of this state would put so many of us at risk for partisanship to cover up a lie. And that lie is that we're all safe from COVID. That lie is that social distancing isn't important. One of these people, Russ Diamond walked around the House floor every single day without a mask on. Just a little bit ago, I was on the House floor, and at one point, only 4 Republican members had their masks on. Holy shit. It's not your business to put my life at risk. It's not your business to put the lives of the children of our members at risk, of the spouses of our members at risk. So, Mr. Speaker, all eyes on you. Are you going to continue to lie about your cover-up? Are you going to continue to put lives at risk? Are you going to continue to think that advancing the interests of the big banks and the big business whose pocket you're in is more important than saving lives? Well, you don't get my life. My life belongs to me. It does not belong to you. You have no business putting me and my friends and my colleagues at risk in the way that you have. You're a scoundrel, if there ever was one, Mike Turzai. You have no business in government. You have no business in the private sector. I believe that you should be investigated. I believe that you should be prosecuted. And I believe that you should be in jail. How dare you? So I'll continue to report back. I'll continue to not mince my words. I'm a Democratic member of the Pennsylvania House who just found out that my Republican leadership, in a cover-up to make sure that we didn't know that COVID-19 had breached the House of Representatives, was lying to its members and covering up from its members about that. The only way we found out is because a reporter asked one of our members, and our members got it out of their leadership. You belong in jail. Shame on you. And thank you to everybody that is asking how we're doing and what's going on. The answer is we don't know. The answer is a whole bunch of my colleagues are on the phone right now with their loved ones saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I might have done to you and not knowing that I did it. And it was Mike Turzai that did it. It was Republican leadership that did it. It was Russ Diamond that did it every single day, slamming a Secretary of Health for saying that it was risky for us to be together every single day, walking around this house without a mask. And where are you right now? You're in quarantine because you might be spreading a deadly disease to all of us and our families. This is shameful. This is disgusting. This is the height of Republican hypocrisy. This is what happens when Republicans gerrymander a state. This is what happens when Republicans take control. I have spent so much of my time here trying to see beyond the blind, disgusting partisanship, and now that partisanship has grown deadly. Deadly.
This is Brian Sims, a Democratic member of the Pennsylvania House, who found out that the Republican leadership hid the fact that a GOP member tested positive for coronavirus and yet still interacted with Democratic members, who then went back home to their families, possibly exposing their spouses to the virus, exposing their children, exposing their parents and grandparents. All the while, Republicans knew. And to make matters worse, just months ago, Brian had quietly donated a kidney to a neighbor dying of renal failure. He's recovering from kidney surgery. He's in the vulnerable population. He could lose his life, all because Republicans didn't want to undermine their own talking point by admitting that a GOP member tested positive for the virus that they are pretending doesn't exist. Here's the simple truth about this. It's not yet safe to reopen the country, period. There are a number of states where cases aren't just stagnant, they're actually rising. And not just one, not just two, there are 17 states, more than a third of this country, where cases are on the rise. The idea that we're actually talking about opening the country right now is like letting a family back into a house while a third of it is still on fire. But Republicans don't care, because Republicans run on one thing and one thing only, the economy. And so long as the economy is closed because the virus is still raging, they're in a weak position politically. And so their priority is not waiting until it's safe to be out in public. Their priority is not ensuring that we have enough testing and contact tracing before things can go back to normal. Their priority is not holding off until cases have dropped below key thresholds. Their priority is opening this country as soon as possible so that they can jumpstart the economy. That's it. And if that means people's lives will be put in immediate jeopardy, well, then that's apparently a risk that Republicans are willing to take, because it's not about our safety, it's about their re-elections. And so, predictably, because the Republican Party's official position is that the deadly pandemic sweeping across this country is no biggie, of course it's going to spread. And of course the vectors are going to be the people who refuse to wear masks and pretend that social distancing isn't necessary. And so, in effect, the same party that ostensibly has a vested interest in reviving the economy are the ones actually hurting their own cause by ensuring, through their recklessness, that the virus doesn't go away. Imagine doing all of this to protect a talking point. A talking point. Imagine putting colleagues and their families and their children and their neighbors in harm's way because your party decided it's going to pretend that a virus that has killed 100,000 Americans doesn't exist. Because you're so hell-bent on jumpstarting the economy so that you have a talking point in November that you're willing to let American citizens die en masse. Nurses and doctors, grandparents, journalists, cashiers, neighbors, kids. They died because one party in this country decided that their jobs were more important than everyone else's lives. So let's be clear about what should happen here. Like Brian Sims said, Pennsylvania House Speaker Mike Turzai and all members of the Republican leadership who withheld information about who was infected with coronavirus should resign without a shadow of a doubt. But beyond that, there should be investigations and there should be prosecutions. These people covered up the fact that their members were knowingly spreading a lethal virus to protect a talking point. This is no different than prosecutions for people who knowingly gave others AIDS by not telling them they were ill. In 1996, an Oregon man who knew he was infected with HIV was convicted of multiple counts of murder after failing to inform several women of his HIV status after he had unprotected sex with them. If you can explain to me how this is different in the event that someone ultimately contracts coronavirus from a Republican, I'd love to hear it. But remember, too, that leadership comes from the top. This problem didn't arise in Pennsylvania. It started in January, when Trump set the tone for the Republican Party that their priority wouldn't be containing the spread of the virus. It would be kowtowing to the stock market and pushing for the economy to reopen even as deaths surge. This is the result of failed leadership at every single level of the Republican Party, from the state legislature in Pennsylvania all the way up to the President of the United States. If you like that video, please check out my brand new podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I'll cover the most important political stories of the week and interview major players in the world of politics. Available June 1st on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe now so you don't miss an episode. See you there.
Okay, so you just heard a man worried about his family, and he's not a Republican, he's a Democrat. And he's right. It shouldn't be whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. You're supposed to care about people, human beings. Republicans don't do that anymore. Yes, they used to. John McCain was a decent Republican. Trump dishonored him, a man in prison. John McCain was a prisoner of war, and Trump dishonored him. Robert Mueller, the Mueller report is real, and he's a Republican. it's what's the word I want to say? It's disgraceful, dishonesty in the United States, and the world is seeing our ding-dong leader and the Americans dying. Vladimir Putin is very, very proud of Donald J. Trump. Do you realize that we've lost more Americans than we've done in 2 wars? This is insane, and Putin never fired a bullet, but he did put Trump in power. There's no gray that Trump was put in power by Putin. But the other problem is, why did stupid, ignorant people put Trump in when he's not even decent human being, which is friggin' amazing. So, what am I worried about? Well, I've been telling my family, if you go back and look at my podcast, I said that this would be a global pandemic before it was announced it was a global pandemic. And guess what? It's a global pandemic. Now I'm saying that we'll pass 1 million deaths. Why? Because we're not stopping the virus. We're not. China did a lockdown. South Korea did back tracing and stopped it and did tests. Trump didn't want tests. Republicans don't want tests. They don't care about people or science. That's the problem. We're opening up and people go out without masks. They get close together. He wants to open up churches. Churches don't go by science. They go by religion. If God wants us to die, it's okay. That's their belief. These people don't have scientific knowledge whatsoever. You just heard what Republicans did. They're Republicans, and they lied in the House to the Democrats. They didn't tell them the truth. They protected themselves and not the other people. You know what that means? They protected themselves, and it's okay for Democrats and everybody else to get it, but we're going to keep ourselves safe. The Republican goes, oh, we're going to spread it. Because they don't believe it. But 100,000 Americans are dead, and they don't believe it. We're going to open up because it's been contained. It hasn't been contained. Didn't ever go away. It's going to spread like wildfire because of ignorant, stupid people. Ignorant human beings. People that are Trumpers. Why does a Trumper think they're smart when they don't understand man-made climate change? They don't understand science. They can't speak another language. This is insane that these people are this ignorant and stupid. And they're putting their lives on the line. And ours too. Because they don't have enough common sense to stay home. Do you realize common sense, if we'd have had Obama, President Barack Obama in, we would not be with 100,000 dead Americans. Fact. Because he would have shut down the country and say, stay at home. They would have passed bills so us we could get stimulus checks. So everybody could stay home. If we had stayed home for 3 friggin' weeks, the virus couldn't spread. It would have been contained. It would have stopped. If we'd have done what China did. China locked down 11 million people. It's in every state of the United States. We got over 326 million Americans. We have almost, 1.5 million that have the virus. 1.5 million was tested positive. We got 17,000 Americans on critical. So the death rate's going to keep going. If you listen to what they just said, it's in 17 states where it's climbing. Of course it's climbing. It never went away. It never stopped. It's only grown. It's grown. It's gotten larger. It's mutating. It's affecting children. Healthy people are getting sick. You got to watch the news, not Fox fake news. Stay away from the fake people. Stay away from fake Donald Trump, fake baby Bone Spur. Stay away from stupid people, ignorant, dumb people. Stay away from the Republicans. We must remove them. They're going to cheat. They cheated to win the first election, and that's okay. It's not okay for cheat. Cheaters are not. That is not winning. That's cheating. Why do cheaters think I can cheat and win? I'm good. No, you're a cheater. You're weak. That is ridiculous. Cheating is not winning. If we're playing a game of chess and I know you cheated, you didn't win. You lost. I played a guy once that beat me in chess. I didn't care. It's a challenge. I got to get better. So I'm playing him. Now this is when I was younger. I was in school, 12th grade. We're playing chess, and he beat me. That man must have beat me 30 times. And then, if someone's better than me, my belief is it makes me stronger. It makes me better. I have to think faster. I have to do more. If I'm playing a person in a game and they're better than me, I don't care if it's a computer game, if it's physical combat, anything. It just makes me better when they beat me. Because I learn and I study and I get stronger and I get smarter. When I was playing this guy, I knew I had him. I was winning. He was gonna lose. You know what that little coward did? He grabbed the board and flipped it up. Knocked all the pieces down. You know what I did? Put the board back. I didn't get excited. I put the board back, put all the pieces back. And he goes, no, that's not right. Yeah, that was right. And I had everything stuck in my head. I knew that was right. And he just got up and left. He never played me again in chess. You know why? Because he couldn't beat me. He was weak. He couldn't learn. He was at his limit. The only way he could win was by cheating. He had more experience than I did, but once I got experience, he couldn't win. So he cheated. Donald J. Trump cheated his entire life. Slept around on all 3 of his wives. He should be in prison. He's individual 1 in the Mueller report, but he's not in prison. Michael Cohen was, but they let Michael Cohen out because of COVID-19. We are heading for major disaster because Republicans lie, because Trump lies 24/7. And they go, Trump can lie, we can lie. Fox News lie, it's okay. Fox News spreads the lies. It's insane that they spread lies. They allow Trump to lie, and it's insane. Why do ignorant, stupid people believe in Donald J. Trump is the chosen one? Trump gets to say he's the chosen one that sleeps around on all of his wives. He got his money from his father. Trump got all of his money from his father. Trump wasn't rich. Trump hasn't made himself rich. He's filed six bankruptcies and 22 different business failures. That's the reason he didn't help Puerto Rico. His golf club in Puerto Rico failed. He blamed Puerto Rico. Trump is a failure in everything he does. He's not a businessman. He's a failure in business. He's not a billionaire. He got money from Vladimir Putin. He's in debt. That's the reason he loves a murdering killer. Putin gave him money. But it's going to come back and bite him. If Trump said he lost $1 billion being president, then why does he want to be president a second time? Because he lied to you. He didn't lose $1 billion. If you lost $1 billion, a businessman wouldn't stay in business doing that. Trump lies 24/7 and people buy the lies. We're heading for a major disaster because a child is running the country. This is embarrassing. The man doesn't understand man-made climate change, and that's simple. Very simple to understand it. When 197 countries belong to the Paris Climate Accord, they understand we have a problem, but not the child in office, and not the Republicans. Republicans aren't science. If they were science, they would listen to the doctors. No, we can open up because Donald J. Trump said we could. No. You don't listen to a child that think he knows everything. He's the chosen one. Rake the forest to stop the forest fires. Nuke the hurricanes. Do you understand that this child said nuke a hurricane? Throw the atomic energy all up in the air and then put heat in a hurricane that needs heat to expand and get bigger. This is a child that's killing Americans because stupid people aren't doing their job. Ignorant Republicans aren't doing their job. Trump should have been removed twice already. And now they're lying. We're going to pass 1 million people because the doctors and hospitals will be overrun. Why? Because we're just spreading it. It's fine. You get to watch people. The beaches were closed because the virus is real. Now the beaches are open because the virus isn't real. But we got 100,000 dead Americans. Are people insane? Yeah, you are. Trumpers don't have a brain that works. They follow a child. Here's it's insane. Trumpers need a Trumpy bear. Think about it. A Trumpy bear. It's not for children. It's for adults. Babies. A teddy bear is for a child, not an adult. This is insane that we have children running the country. And they think they're superior. Who are the Trumpers? KKK, alt-right, neo-Nazi, the white nationalists. That's a Trumper. That's not. Those people aren't white. They're ignorant, stupid, lazy, fat, ignorant ding-dongs. Yeah, I'm done being nice. I'm like the other guy. I'm done being nice to you. Here's the thing. Think about this in a logical sense. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to show you logic. Think about if you knew someone had the virus and they didn't tell you, and they came over and spreaded it to your family, and your family members die. What are you going to do? Not what I'm going to do. I'm asking you, what are you going to do? Knowing that someone deliberately got you infected and they were tested positive. So here's the funny thing. The Trumpers get to say, oh, they threaten us with guns. Well, this is the United States. Everybody's got guns. That's just stupid. My daughters have got guns. They're girls. The ignorance of Trumpers is unbelievable. Trump says, oh, here's a better thing. Trump says, oh, you can't do mail-in ballot. But he did. Why does he get to? Oh, because he's president. He gets to do whatever he wants. He gets to lie, cheat, and steal. It's fine. He's the individual one in the Mueller report. And Republicans set him free. Trump was impeached and should have been removed. But Republicans says they weren't going to impeach him. They weren't going to do anything. Even though the facts and everything was there. And the world saw the scam of the Republicans. It's worldwide. They act like no one's paying attention to the news. Here's the funny thing. Everybody watches the news now. Not everybody, but a lot of people are home. People don't do extra work. This is going to spread like wildfire because of religious people that don't think. The people that love Donald J. Trump, the religious people. What are they, the evangelists? They love Trump. A man that sleeps around on his wives. Don't pay people. Owes millions of dollars to people. Millions. A man that insults women 24/7. A man that insults people all the time. He gets to insult people. People show him respect because he's president. He's a fake president, but they show him respect. Don't show Donald J. Trump any respect. No, he doesn't. He's never earned respect. You don't give someone, we keep just giving respect when they don't deserve it. Vladimir Putin doesn't deserve any respect whatsoever. He's a criminal and a crook, just like Donald J. Trump. He's a dictator, just like what Trump wants to be. lies to his people. Trump lies to us 24/7. And he's a clown 24/7 if you watch him on TV. It's embarrassing how stupid and ignorant he is. He has the best words. He has the best words. Are you serious? He's a stable genius. Oh, for Pete's sakes. There's no such thing as a stable genius. But he's a stable genius that never proven he's smart. People buy that he's a stable genius. He's not even a genius. He's not even smart. And people buy what he sells. That's insane. He's just a baby bully. He's a bully 24/7. He's a vindictive piece of garbage. Here, this is what a piece of garbage Donald J. Trump is. On Twitter, because I follow Trump on Twitter, that piece of garbage called me on Twitter a stupid fool F-up. Put the right word in there. Because I voted for Hillary. Now he said, anybody that voted for Hillary is a stupid fool F-up. Now he wrote it all out. I thought he got hacked. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. I couldn't believe that piece of garbage called me that. No, he's a stupid fool F-up. 1,000 times over. He can't go 10 times stronger. The man is weak. He's not in superior condition. He's got no condition. He has to go golfing, so we pay him to golf so he can pay Vladimir Putin. That's why he's in debt. Why did the rich people give Donald J. Trump $50 million January 1 when he became president? Well, you go, what? 50 million? Yeah. Donald J. Trump raised, soon as he became president, he raised his golf course fee at Mar-a-Lago from $100,000 per person per year. Understand the numbers. $100,000 per person per year. 500 people go there. Donald J. Trump made $50 million January 1 when he became president. He's been president 3 years now, so he's made $50 million, and another $50 million. That's $150 million that man's made. Why did the rich people give him that money? The tax cut, the $1 trillion tax cut. Rich got richer. That's why. Trump doesn't work for free. He needs the dang money. If he didn't need the money so bad, why did he raise his golf course fee? He made them people. You do this for me. Think about Trump blackmailing Ukraine. Here, you do this for me, and I'll give you the money. Even though Putin's taking over your land and destroying you, and you need this $300 million. Trump blackmailed Ukraine. He blackmails New York, other state governors. If you don't do this, I'm not giving you money. I'm not helping you. Yes, people are dying. Yeah, that's fine. But you have to do this for me. He blackmailed governors. That's all he does. He's a bully. He blackmails people. We will pass 1 million deaths because we got ignorant people still running the country. And the problem is, hospitals and everything will become overrun because of ignorance. People go out and say, well, Trump doesn't wear a mask. It's okay. Pence will go to a hospital and not wear a mask. Everybody else wearing a mask, but Pence didn't. And he goes, oh, I was tested. What? You don't spread whatever you got. You could have got it when you walked outside or walked in. The virus is very, 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 very contagious. And when they say they've been tested, we don't know about that. They lie to us 24/7. But you got to listen to one Republican, or several Republicans, that had the virus and they didn't share the information. They shared it with their family, but not with the Democrats. I hope people go to prison because you kill my family member, I'm going to be pissed off. How many people have to die because of incompetence? Well, right now we're at 100,000. And it's going to go past that. And Trump keeps saying he did a good job. Trump kept saying it's the flu. It's like the flu. It'll disappear when the heat comes in. It's in Africa. Why do people listen to a child? This is only going to get worse because of incompetence. We will pass 1 million because people don't understand. They don't look at the news. They don't keep track of people dying constantly. They don't. They have blinders on. That's the problem. Ignorance is bliss. Trump says, doesn't want testing. He wants to stop testing. He's tried to stop it several times. People die, they just died of something else. And now we got the lying going on. People don't have it. They died from something else. Everything's a lie. The news media is a lie. Lies. All the news networks are lying. All the FBI, the CIA, all of them are lying. Every one of them lying. Only Trump tells the truth. Are you kidding? I've watched the man say that he got a letter from Kim Jong-un. It's a beautiful letter. 5 minutes later, someone asked him, what was in it? I don't know. I haven't read it. You just said that it was a beautiful letter. If you haven't read it, you don't know it's beautiful. You don't even know what's in a damn thing. The man will say one thing, 5 minutes later, he contradicts himself. Doesn't have a brain that works. Doesn't have a body that works. Not in superior condition. Not a genius. Not even smart. He's a balloon baby. He's never done anything without his daddy's help, daddy's money, and Putin's money. And now the Republicans. Republicans are responsible for every friggin' death in the United States. There's no gray. They can't stay. They don't care. So, plan ahead. Get yourself a garden going. This is only gonna get worse. Why? Because we got food people. You got farmers that are super religious. A lot of them. We make a lot of food. Well, you can't have farmers catching the virus, dying. The crops ain't going to get taken out. It's not, you can't. You could open up the country if we'd have closed down for 3 friggin' weeks. But no, we didn't. We just kept allowing it to spread more and more and more and more and more. And now it's everywhere. Wait until 328 million people have it. Other countries aren't going to want to do business with us because we're not doing what we're supposed to do to stop the virus. People go out and they say it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I need the sunshine. I need a haircut. Logic is if we'd have just shut down, we wouldn't have 100,000 dead Americans. And we're going to go way past that. You just listen to a human being pissed off because he may have contracted the virus and he may have contaminated his friends, his loved ones. Think about how pissed that guy's going to be when he finds out he's got it or his kids have it. What would you do in his situation? Knowing that someone gave it to you and you know who it was. Think about that in a logical sense. Put yourself in that man's shoes. So anyway, you guys be safe. It's going to get worse. I've been saying it a while. So anyway, who am I? I'm Clemons Leon Country. Clemons Leon Kunkel. I'm from the country. I'm just like I'm delirious. This is. I have to keep doing podcasts because it's insane what's going on and the people aren't listening. I got family members. Believe I got a family member that thinks Trump is really good, and him and I go at it on Facebook. I'm like, what's wrong with you? It's like he doesn't have a brain. It's like, are you serious? So anyway, I'm 62. I'm an old fart. You can look me up. I break beer bottle, wine bottle, and concrete block on my YouTube channel, Clemons Kunkel. And follow Brian. Go watch his YouTube and listen to his podcast. That guy is very thorough on everything. He's very good information. So I had to share his information. What have I done? Well, I'm in construction most of my life. I've been a project manager. I've been gas station manager. I've been a superintendent of luxury high-rise. I've snow skied. I've snowboarded. I've skydived. I've flown planes. Flew planes when I was 21 years old. Chip Wilson taught me to fly. I've flown a Cessna 170, Pioneer Tomahawk, a Luscombe. I've taken martial arts. I love information and knowledge and everything. What do I do now? I'm at home all the time. I play Skyrim. I love Skyrim. It's a great game. I'm at level 79. Anybody out there that loves Skyrim? I'm at level 79. So everybody, stay home. Wear a mask if you do go out. This is gonna get worse. Plan ahead. My family, my daughter's got chickens. We got garden going because I keep telling them it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. And my daughter goes, "You tell me that all the time." Yeah, because it is. I haven't missed anything. Everything that I've said has happened. There's no gray. The virus never went away, but we're going to open up. Understand this. We closed down states and everything because the virus was spreading. It's still spreading, but we're opening up, but we haven't contained it. We haven't stopped it. It's still spreading. 17,000 Americans are on critical. They're on critical. You got doctors and nurses dying. You got doctors and nurses quitting their job because not enough PPE, personal protection equipment. Trump says one thing, his lies are just getting people killed. When Donald J. Trump the government put out, the Surgeon General put out, don't wear masks. Do you understand when they did that, right? Don't wear masks. Now, oh no, everybody should wear masks. Except for Trump and Pence. They don't have to wear masks. They're the holiness. They don't got to do anything. So anyway, you guys be safe. Check out, I got a book on Amazon. Well, I got several books. I got Keys to Unlocking the Universe, New Theories on the Universe. I've got my self-help book, Dream Your Dream. I've got a children's book, Mystical Truth Tales on Amazon. I've got magical coloring book on Amazon. I'm losing track of how many books I got on Amazon. Oh, and I did a book on man-made climate change, trying to teach adult children, how simple it is to understand. Go look at that one. That's a good one. So anyway, you guys be safe. Be careful. It's just going to get worse. Plan ahead. Take care, guys.